Hello, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Matthew Villella, and I am a Toastmaster from Thunder Bay. My home club is Nana Bijou. I'm here to talk to you about Speechcraft. Speechcraft has been around a number of years, and it's one of Toastmasters' number one recruitment tools. I'm a big fan of Speechcraft because I joined Toastmasters 12 years ago within a Speechcraft club. I came in because I was nervous. I wasn't confident in my public speaking, and I really needed an opportunity to enhance my skills. Speechcraft gave me the introduction to Toastmasters that I needed to open the door and allow me to walk in, and I've been a Toastmaster ever since. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about the benefits of Speechcraft and to walk you through what it would be like to set up a Speechcraft within your club. Now, as I mentioned, I'm a big fan of Speechcraft. I have participated in about 25 Speechcrafts within the community of Thunder Bay. We've done it within our club and we've done it out in the community as well. And we have retained members through this process over the years. So, what is Speechcraft? Well, it's a short-term program that is designed to teach public speaking to members and non-members. It's an opportunity to do a short-term commitment. So someone doesn't have to commit to being a member 6 to 12 months, short period of time. During this program, participants get the opportunity to watch speeches, present speeches, introduce other speakers, perhaps serve as an evaluator, and of course, participate in table topics. Now, incorporated into our pathway system, participants actually get credit when they complete speeches in Speechcraft. They've laid it out. It's very easy to follow, so that's great as well. There's a new dashboard that helps you track things within Speechcraft, and it's easy to transfer participants once Speechcraft is complete, and they are in the TI system. So the benefits of Speechcraft. It's a refresher course for the experienced Toastmasters. Perhaps the club needs a little jolt, and this is that jolt the club needs. You can get you can get experienced Toastmasters or new members to participate. It creates new challenges and it creates excitement within your club. As I mentioned, it's a slight introduction to public speaking, but it's a great introduction to Toastmasters and what the great things Toastmasters does. This is new opportunities for leadership. So if you're working on pathways, this allows you to not only work on your educational goals, but perhaps you can work on your HPL or other things within your Toastmasters pathways journey. It really enhances the club experience doing a Speechcraft. Let me tell you, my club at Nana Bijou does it twice a year, and it's an exciting time. People look forward to Speechcraft. As I mentioned, it allows members to get their educational goals completed, and it allows you to give badges and allow Toastmasters to become more proficient. So the Speechcraft course, how does it look? Well, it's usually offered 4, 6, or 8 weeks, or anything that is really suitable for who you are doing it for. So if you're doing it out in the community, you can cater it to that, or you can cater it to your club's needs. But 4, 6, 8 weeks is what Toastmasters really recommends. So you can do it a number of ways. You can incorporate it into your club meeting. So you just bring it in and you run your club meeting, and you have different components of your club meeting where you add educationals, but you run it like a club meeting. Or you can run it as a separate meeting. It depends. It depends on if you have the resources or not. However, a Speechcraft needs to be connected to a sponsored club. So it doesn't matter where you do it, but a club needs to sponsor it and needs to be connected to a club. You typically need 4 to 6 Toastmasters to make this a success. Toastmasters should be given oral evaluations of every speech. And the first couple of weeks, they are mentors and model how a Toastmasters meeting is run. You need to have one Speechcraft coordinator who enters the information into the pathway system. They are in charge of distributing materials and to check off when the educationals are complete. If you are doing more than one Speechcraft at a time, so say for example you have a Speechcraft and you have 10 members, you can assign 2 coordinators, 5 for each if you wanted to. You want to encourage Speechcrafters to do at least 3 speeches. So if you're doing a 4-week window, that might be tough. If you're doing 8 weeks, that might give a little bit more time for the Speechcrafters to do the speeches that you want them to do. Every week, there should be 1 or 2 educationals that are presented. A Toastmaster will do a 5 to 7 minute presentation on various subjects. Every week, participants should participate in table topics, encouraged to participate in table topics. There should be handouts to enhance what you have covered for that week. You should do a Speechcraft either at your regular meeting spot or maybe in a different boardroom if possible. You can do it on Zoom now, which is great. Each participant receives online pathways program and PDF versions of their evaluations, and they will just need to bring that to the meeting. At our meetings, I print them all off and I have them ready for Speechcrafters if they need it. And online makes it more accessible. If you're doing a hybrid, it's really easy to do this as well. So as I mentioned, if you are doing a Speechcraft and you are encouraging the Speechcrafters to do speeches, they do get credit for it if they become a Toastmaster. So it's another incentive at the end of the day to offer to them when they join Toastmasters. So if you're looking at this chart here, if you do 1 speech, you get credit for your icebreaker. So when they sign up, they would the VPE would go in there, give them credit for their icebreaker. If they do 2 speeches, you can do icebreaker and researching and presenting. 3 speeches, icebreaker, researching and presenting, and the first speech in evaluation and feedback. 4 speeches, your level 1's complete. 5 speeches, level 1 complete, and introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. 6 speeches, level 1 complete, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, and 1 level 3. And then a level 1 completion, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, and 2 level 3 electives for speech number 7. So, like I said, it's flexible, but there is options there for people that do complete, which is a great incentive. So Toastmasters has rebranded the Speechcraft online. There is some new branding, new information, which makes it really easy to promote Speechcraft. So the old, if you are an old Toastmaster and you've been around for a while, you may have done a Speechcraft where you had received a workbook from TI. You'd have to order it ahead of time, and then you would hand out those workbooks. Tracking was done solely by the VPE or the coordinator. You had to assemble your own resources. Everyone had access to everything. There was really loose guidelines into how to give credit, and it was pretty much based on what the VPE thought. And you could charge what you want, but it took weeks to get those booklets. You need to order a bundle, a Speechcraft bundle. It's $50 US. You get a coordinator's guide and you get 5 spots. You can only buy 5 spots at a time. So if you have 3 Speechcrafters, you need to buy a bundle of 5. If you have 7 Speechcrafters, you need to buy 2 bundles of 10, and then you would have 3 extra spots. Online, you can save your PDFs. They have access to everything, just like in your pathways, you can save your PDFs. This is only active for 90 days after you start your session. So after 90 days, the portal disappears. You can invite members directly through the platform. So you go in, you type their emails in, you connect them, and then they go in and they have some resources as well. The educationals are still there. The resources are all in one place. Only a coordinator has access to the participants. If you have 2 bundles, you can give 2 coordinators access. You can message participants through the platform, which makes it really easy. There's additional online support. Typically, what happens is when you buy your Speechcraft bundle, it can take up to 24 hours. My experience, it was there within an hour, so it was great. It was easy to deal with. Okay, things you need to run a successful speechcraft, and this is just my opinion. As I mentioned, you need 4 to 6 Toastmasters who are committed to making this work. They don't have to attend every single week, but they are the ones that are kind of working behind the scenes to help coordinate this and make it happen. Right? One person takes the lead, so one person can do an HPL. They get credit under pathways, working towards their DTM. There's marketing tools which are included in the bundle. There's you need a timing device, timing cards. If you're doing it on Zoom, you just have the colors. Evaluation forms. You need pens, and you need the AV equipment, Zoom account, and that's it. So a lot of these clubs have all this stuff already. And if you're going out into the community, some of these communities have office spaces that are ready to go with Zoom and all the technology, and they have podiums and all that. So that would make life really easy. So the question is, well, Matt, what topics do we cover during a speechcraft? Well, Toastmasters International asks that we cover choosing a topic, how to prepare and present, giving and receiving feedback, knowing your purpose, body language, how to evaluate, and powerful words. At Nana Bijou, we have been doing this for a number of years. So we have topics like why Toastmasters, Toastmasters etiquette, organizing a speech, getting to the point, using gestures effectively, controlling your nerves, vocal variety, use of technology, digital meetings, pros and cons, humor. What happens when things go wrong? How to be effective on Zoom, and what's next, Toastmasters and Pathways. And that's where we try to really seal the deal at the end of the Speechcraft session. So there are resources available. If you go to Toastmasters International, you type in Speechcraft. There are resources there. There is a YouTube video that explains Speechcraft in its entirety as well. So once you sign into the portal, you would get access to all these cool things to run a Speechcraft course. So everything that you need to do that. Information flyers, information sheets, and then there's a coordinator's guide as well. So if you notice on my right side here, the evaluation resources, they are similar to what we are experiencing with Pathways. So this is just a Speechcraft itinerary from 2019, but this shows how we set up 10 weeks of Speechcraft within our club. So it's a regular club meeting, but we add some educationals and we encourage the Speechcrafters to do speeches. And we also have our Toastmasters doing speeches as well. And it really fills a 2-hour meeting pretty completely. So it's great to have Speechcraft. So why would you not want to do a Speechcraft course? And this is interesting because people sometimes they don't feel that they have the time, they don't have the support. They perhaps have other ways of tracking members. I would encourage you to do a Speechcraft even once a year. That would go a long way to enhancing things within your club and perhaps attracting new members. So I would encourage that to happen. If you have 1 or 2, 3 members that are committed, you can make it work. You can make it happen. And of course, you can reach out to me and I can help you, no problem. So how do I begin? Well, you form a team, you get committed, you get commitment, sorry. It can be different Toastmaster every week. You pick a coordinator, you order the bundle, you sign up for access, you assign a coordinator, you promote if you're operating for a company, meet with them and find their needs. If you're doing it with your club, create posters, create some social media ads, send it out, and encourage your members to share it as well. Have a planning meeting, set an agenda for the 4, 6, 8 weeks. The first 3 weeks should be planned well ahead of time. And then as you go, you can kind of change it and modify it if you need to. And get your supplies ready, your evaluation forms, your pens, your workbooks, and your timing cards if you need to. Okay, so what do I do? Promote the course. You can promote it very cheaply. You can post it wherever there are free events offered. Set up your Speechcraft Basecamp, have your first meeting. At your first meeting, the Toastmasters are pretty much modeling what a Toastmasters meeting is. So they sign up for the roles. they are doing the speeches, and the speech crafters are pretty much just watching and participating when they can. As you move on, the speech crafters will take over the meeting roles. And it's really cool to see the growth and development as this is happening. People are starting to become chair and they want to do table topics and they want to be the general evaluator, and they're doing speeches, and you see that growth in a small period of time, which is amazing. Toastmasters should do oral evaluations for every speech. Yes, the speech crafters can do evaluations, but we like to model that throughout the 10-week or the 8-week, 6-week course, whatever it is. This is a good opportunity for team building. If you are going out into a community, let them dictate what they are looking for and kind of build it in if you can. Keep regular contact, check in with all members, because sometimes people sign up and they don't come back because they're intimidated, and we don't want that. At the end, present certificates, have them complete evaluations, and maybe have a little bit of celebration and encourage them to sign up for Toastmasters. Some rules that I have, or some advice that I have that I would like to offer you. No Toastmaster can have a financial personal gain from Speechcraft. So if I, for example, wanted to do a Speechcraft and I charged people a certain amount of money and I took some money in my pocket and then I gave some money to my club, that is a no-no. All money needs to go to a club. Funds need to be used for educational enhancements in the club. Educational enhancements include Electron, resources that you need, pins, anything that you want to give to members, open house, paying rent, that kind of thing, is what the funds can go to. Only the coordinator of the program can get credit in your educational path. And the cost. Now, this has caused a lot of debate throughout Toastmasters, and now they have actually giving you a suggestion. So it's suggested that it should be $50 to $60 per person, depending on how many weeks you do. It can't exceed the cost of a Toastmasters yearly membership. So depending on how many people you have, how many bundles you need to buy, the resources that you need, dictates how much your club should charge. Your club should use this as a fundraising opportunity and make money for the club if possible. And it also gives people a buy-in, so they are paying for it and they are more committed to finishing it. A Speechcraft is good if you're trying to start a brand new club and that you're trying to get people to understand what is involved in a Toastmasters club. This is a good way to do that. Okay, so I've convinced you. You're now interested in getting a Speechcraft. Now, what do you need to do? Pick the coordinator, have the coordinator sign on to Toastmasters International, and purchase the bundles. They go in, they type in Speechcraft, they go purchase bundles, and then the bundle shows up in your order history. So you can see here that I purchased the bundle, and it gives you an SO order number. Now we are set. We are ready to roll. So with that SO order number, you go to speechcraft.toastmasters.org and you log in. And here's a hint. It's the same username and password that you use for Toastmasters International. So you go to this website, you go in, you sign in using your credentials, as I mentioned, same as Toastmasters International. You hit login, and then it says, welcome to Speechcraft Gateway. So this is a gateway that everyone has access to. So what you need to do is go to create new event. Or you can go to Coordinator Guide and download that into your PDF and read it and examine it before you plan this. Create new event. So you go to create new event. You choose your club, the club that is sponsoring this Speechcraft. Then you type in that order number. That order number came from the order history, the bundle number. That's where it is. Then you welcome to Speechcraft Gateway. You've created an event. So you go in, you enter the dates and the times, and you enter members' names in the system who are interested in taking the Speechcraft program. Once they are in, they will get notified that, hey, they have been entered into the system. Speechcraft, welcome. They go in, they register, and they are set and they can use the platform. So just like our base camp in Pathways, there's a learning hub, there's the introduction, there's planning, there's session resources, there's an opportunity to study the Speechcraft learning modules, Speechcraft dashboard, so you can see what Speechcrafters are doing. You can do a chat and feedback, so you can send everyone messages in that session if you want. So you go through your Speechcraft sessions, you can launch them, you can mark them complete, and then at the end of the day, you can verify that they completed their courses. The evaluation forms, like I mentioned, are similar to ours. You excelled at, you may want to work on, to challenge yourself. And typically, Speechcrafter speeches are 3 to 5 minutes. So they're a good introduction into what we do as Toastmasters on a regular basis. If you have questions, if you've gone through this video and you're like, Matt, I have all these questions that I have to ask, reach out to me. I am more than happy to help and assist. As I mentioned, I've been a part of 25 Speechcrafts, and I have been training people in our district for a while on Speechcraft. So my contact info is mavillel@lakehedeu.ca, or pick up the phone and call 807-627-2148. It is an international phone call if you are not in Canada, but I'm more than happy to chat with you, talk to you, and walk you through this process. Definitely look online on toastmasters.org for information. D106 also has information. Thank you for taking the time and learning more about Speechcraft, and I wish you all the best in your Toastmasters journey. Thank you so much.